Hello guys, so today we're gonna try to solve these financial math exercise. Basically, it's about a interest that is compounded. So sometimes they say capitalize it. So what it is, they say, let's say we have like $1,250 invested at 4 point, 4.6% compounded quarterly. How much is in the account at the end of 8 years? So let's try to understand what they are talking about exactly. So basically we have like, let's put it this way. So 1,250 at 4.8%. Let's try to understand what that means. So it's like 1,250. They say 40%, which means every year. So after 1 year, let's say after 1 year, let me see after 1 year, what's going to happen after 1 year. After 1 year, it's going to be this 1,000 time. That's going to be only the interest 4.6% is like 4 divided by 100. You can write it like that. So I'm trying to find the interest. So 1,250 time is going to be 0.046. Okay, so basically, let's see. So basically, this gives me 57.5. So 57.5, what is this? This is the interest earned after just 1 year. So let's say we're talking about just 1 year, okay? 1 year from now. So what I'm gonna have 1 year from now, it's gonna be the initial capital, which is 1,250 plus the interest, which is 57. That's what I have after 1 year. Okay, so which means every year I'm gonna get this. Okay, so it's easy after 8 years. Okay, if I want to know the capital after 8 years, it's gonna be 1,250, right, plus 8 times, the interest, 8 times this one. That's what I got. That's what I'm gonna have. But that's the simple Swiss. We're talking about simple interest, which means every year I just get my interest, which means I just let these capital initial on the bank. Every year I take my interest. Every year I put it on my pocket. Okay, we call these simple interest. That means the interest is not compounded or is not capitalized. But when it's compounded quarterly or whatever, it can be semester. So quarter, which means is like every 2 months. Okay, it's gonna be different. I know the interest. Okay, but I'm gonna that mean from the first year I'm not gonna have 1,200. I'm gonna have 1,250 plus this one time, the interest one more time, which is gonna be this one. I'm talking about if I have to capitalize it for every year. Okay, so it's gonna be, let's understand what I mean. Let's say I didn't take the money, I just let it with the interest. Okay, this is what I got after 1 year. I say, okay, let's erase this part. This part is only if I have to just every time take my capital, I will just say 8 times the interest plus the initial capital. Okay, that's simple interest. But when I leave my capital, it's going to be something different because I'm going to have to add this. So right now I'm going to have like, let me see, plus 1,250. I'm going to have like I'm going to have like, this is going to give me like 1,245. After 1 year, I'm going to have that. You understand? Which means the second year, which means after after the second year, it's gonna be time for the same interest, time 0.046. This gonna give me the interest. That's gonna be, remember, this is, if I call this I1, this is the interest after 1 year. This is gonna be I2, the interest after 2 years. So what I'm gonna have here, so let me see, the interest, let's see, time 0.046. This is gonna give me 61.5. That's gonna be interest. So which means that's gonna be the interest, but my capital right now, how much gonna be? My capital gonna be this one. So it's gonna be a 1,305. Okay, 1,105 plus the interest plus this 60. So I'm gonna have a new capital. So now I'm gonna have a new, there it is. That's the capital I have. I'm gonna do the same thing to find the interest after 2 years. What is gonna be? Is gonna be this capital times the interest. But understand, it's a lot of work. Why not have a general formula? Besides, this is annually. They told me quarterly, which means I cannot use this interest. I need to divide this interest by 4, because when they're talking about interest quarterly, if I have like 4.6%, this is annually, right? But quarterly, every 3 months the interest, which means my interest, I'm gonna take it every 3 months. So I need to divide it by 4, to find my interest quarterly. Let me call it L4. I can call this L4 quarterly. So it's gonna be, let me see, oh, it's gonna be 4.6 divided by 4. So it's gonna be 1.5. This is the interest every 3 months. Understand right now? I'm gonna get my money not every year, every 3 months. So I have to do another. I have to think differently. So let's try to do something different right now. Okay, let's do it differently. Let's do, because it's not gonna be the 4.6. It's gonna be something every 3 months, which is gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna add it to the initial capital every time, and then do the same so for years. But I'm sure there is another way with a sample. If I understand the step, I should be able to have like what we call a formula or a model to do one thing. Okay, so understand the logic. Let's try to have a better idea. Okay, so I have my initial capital. Okay, so excuse me, let me erase this. So now I have my initial. I'm not gonna say after 1 year. It's gonna be now after 3 months, if you understand. So it's gonna be after 3 months, and I'm gonna have this interest, which is quarterly. So it's gonna be after 3 months. Okay, it's gonna be after. So it's gonna be after. Come on, let's just sorry. After 3 months, there it is. So after 3 months. So, and I'm gonna use symbol. Let me call my initial interest P. I'm gonna call this P, which means my initial capital. I call it P. Okay. So hold on. Let me erase this part. I don't need them anymore. Okay, hold on. So there it is. I call my initial capital. That means the 1,250p. So when they say compounded quarterly or capitalized quarterly, that means the interest, I'm not gonna take it every year. It's gonna be every 3 months. So which means, let me call R. let me call it I call it hold on. I call it air. Let me call it in this case R4. Okay, so this is the interest that is capitalized. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, now let's try to understand how it's gonna work. So basically, let me try to understand after 3 months what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna do the same thing. So I have my interest. So basically, the interest after just let me call it one period, the first quarter. So let me call it still is gonna be I1, the interest. It's gonna be this capital P time, right? The quarterly interest, quarterly time L4, right? Remember, L4 it's the interest, which is L divided by 4. Okay, that gives me L4. Okay, that means in this case, which is 4.6% divided by 4. Okay, so that gives me the interest. Okay, after 1 year, so it's gonna give me, remember, this is the interest. When I do my multiplication, it's gonna be 1.15%. It's gonna be, it's basically 1.15 divided by 100. You can do that, put it in decimal value, whatever. So this is gonna give me my interest. So my capital initial, that means after 3 months, it's gonna be the one that I have, right, plus the interest, which is this one, right, which is P time L4, right? But after 1 quarter, after 2 quarter, what is gonna be? So if I have to translate this in number, it's gonna be 1 to 50, right? That's what I have, plus the interest with that, the interest what I'm gonna have is gonna be 1 to 50 time 1%, 1 point, that means time 1 no divided by 1.50% in decimal value is gonna be 1 point. Okay, there it is. Oh, excuse me. So it's gonna be 1 1. There it is. So basically, this is the same thing this is the same thing. You see, that's the P. Okay, that's gonna be the interest. Okay, which is I1. Okay, which is PR. The same thing. This is for after the first period. What about the second period? The second period, I'm gonna have a new capital. The new capital gonna be what? This one plus this one. That means my new capital gonna be this whole part. That's gonna be my new capital, which means my new capital right now is not P. My new capital is P plus, right? It's gonna be P plus P times the interest. That's gonna be my new capital. I have a new capital right now. I can call it my big P if you want. Let me call it my big P. Okay, if you want. Okay, or if I want, I can call it my P2. That's the P1. Anyway, okay, that's my big P. After 1 year, I have this big P. Okay, no, this big P, this one. So I need what I'm gonna do, which means for the second year, it's gonna be this one, which is now my new capital, P time PL4, my new capital, plus this new capital, which is the same, right? Time for the interest, the same thing. It's the same thing. It's because my new capital change time for the interest, the quarterly interest, therefore. See what I mean? There it is. Okay? Now, this is gonna be for the second period. The second period, okay? Okay, I hope you understand clearly. So I have to understand there is something here. There is something I can do to have a general formula. I could say from the beginning, I can write this like P time 1. I put the P in factor 1 plus L4. That's my new formula, right? Okay. So this is for the first period, okay? For the second period, it's gonna be the same thing. I have like P time, right? 1 L4. I got this one plus, and I'm gonna have this one here is the same thing, right? P. So what I can do from here, so what I'm gonna have here is gonna be P R, and then P. I'm gonna have like, let me show you. I can still put the P in factor here, so I can still have P time 1 okay, there it is. I can have it like that. So what from this, what I can do, excuse me, the R is R4. Let me put it down. Let me put the R down. It's was right here. Sorry for that. It's the writing is like that. Okay, so okay. Now what I can do from here, I can try to put, this one in factor, this one, like that. Okay. I can say P time 1 R L4, right? Time 1, which is this one, and then R. There it is. And then this gives me like P time 1 plus L4 to the power of 2. There it is. So basically, that's for my second period. There is some structure, which means this is for second period. The third period, there is some, if I keep going in like that, I'm going to see for the third period, which is going to be like the third quarter, which means 9th month later, I'm going to have 1 plus R, which is the quarterly interest, to the power of 3. So from there, I can have a general formula. How many periods? How many quarters? So in 8 years, how many quarters? I know 1 years give me like 4 quarters. It's gonna be for 8 years. It's gonna be 32 quarters, 32 period. Okay. So let me erase from since I have 32 period. So my general formula in this case. Okay. Let me show you. So my general formula in this case is gonna be P time 1 plus the quarterly interest, therefore the number of period, which is 32 for 8 years, right? So which means if I have to replace, remember what that means. So it's gonna be my initial 1,250 time 1 plus what it is gonna be 4.68 divided by 4, so which is gonna give me this one, 1.15% to the power of 32. So it's gonna be like 250 time. So this is gonna give me 1 plus 0.0115 to the power of 32. So I'm gonna have like 1 to 50 time. So this is gonna be 1.011 to the power of 32. So you're gonna use your scientific calculator to compute this power and multiply by 1 to 50. So normally this should give you, so the final result should give you approximately 1802.26. So let me just try to give you an example. So if you use your scientific calculator, you should have this one equal, this one gonna be like 1.44. It's gonna be 1.44 approximately, yeah. 44, I already did it, 441, and then time this one. When you do the multiplication, that means, so you will end up like final result 1802.26. This is the final result. Okay, so guys, we are able to use a general formula for, you see the way we did it. We went from the 1 year, what it mean with 1 year 4.6%. If we have to keep every time get the money and put it back in your pocket, every year we will have only the interest, the yearly interest. But they say it's different. It's not yearly, it's quarterly. So it's not gonna be 4-6% every 3 months. You need to divide it to get this one. And besides, one more thing, what we need to remember now, we're not gonna get is compounded. Compounded means every time we put it back to the initial capital, which means if the interest is the capital time, the quarterly interest, we're gonna put it back. You see, we put it back from the first year. That's why from the first year we got this one plus L. That's what we have from the first quarter, okay, because we put it back. But what's going to happen for the so what we're going to have, hold on. So what I was trying to explain, after the first quarter, I got my initial capital plus the interest that I have. That's what I have after my first quarter. That's been after 3 months, okay? But the second quarter, my capital is gonna be different. After the first quarter, I will start with this in the bank. I will start with this plus, so that's what we have on the bank after the first quarter, which means the interest for the second quarter that I'm gonna earn after 6 months is gonna be on this one. That's why when I have to compute, I start with a new capital, which is this one. I got a new capital now. That's the capital I have now. Okay, plus the interest. The interest I will hand over this new capital, the interest. So that's why my interest now is gonna be P plus PR time. There it is. So this one is for my exactly second period, 6 months. So from there I say, wait a minute, I can try to do what we call a factorization form. And there I have P here, and I have 1 plus L here. See what I mean? And then I have I have P here, and I have 1 plus L here, and then time R. Oh, wait a minute, I can still do my factorization. This is common, right? You see what I mean? So I can still do another factorization, which is going to be P times 1 plus R. Okay, and then here I'm going to have 1. See what I mean? And then here I'm going to have R. There it is. So which mean I have for this second period, that's mean the second, for the second quarter, P times 1 plus R to the power of 2. And from there, see, there is something, because for my first period I have P plus, this means R4, excuse me, this is R. I call it L4 because it's quadratic. Okay, this one was to the power of 1 first period, second period to the power of 2, and if I keep on with the third part, the third period, I'm going to do the same. That's why I have the general formula. So I just need how many period for 8 years, and then I solve it. Okay, I hope you understand it, guys. So subscribe, remember to subscribe to this channel if you really need some help in your financial math and then other stuff regarding math. Take care of yourself.